Right, so the next question comes from Sophie Elizabeth Ann, and this is Jay channel. Sorry, this is Jay's channel. And they ask, how I record my Let's Plays. Now, I think what I'll do with this is, once I've finished this, I will take you upstairs. I will take you upstairs with me and show you exactly everything, all the equipment I use to record my Let's Plays and stuff like that. And then attach that video onto this so that you can see all that.
Hello there guys. Right, okay, so I'm supposed to be showing you my setup now. Welcome to my room. It's actually due to be clean today, just how it should be when I'm actually showing people my room, you know. Oh god, I've just finished doing the bloody subscriber special. I finished it all finally. Closing that drawer then. There are ways I can clean up now before. Yeah, just finished the subscriber special, and bloody hell, you don't even know what you're in for, guys. It's like the length of it. Jesus. Setup, right, okay, so what... that's my amazing HD TV, yeah, it comes complete with a VHS player. And of course, that's hooked up to a PlayStation 2. You might not be able to see that very well because the lighting's a bit shit here, because it's getting quite close to sunset now. It's just an original PlayStation 2. Nothing special about it. It's not one of the slimline models. It's also missing the front casing here, but that's not important. It's just something that I did to help me get the disc tray out easier. Now, my laptop, I'll just turn that off. That needs a good cleaning as well, actually. That's up here. Ignore all the porn. So what I do in order to record my Let's Plays is, well, of course, I turn on my PlayStation 2, turn on my TV, and we have those running. I then take my headset. I have a few headsets. They're all very cheap though. Some are actually obsolete now. I don't know where my... oh, there it is. Yes, I have a Turtle Beach headset for recording. That's here. It's quite a nice one, actually. That's the newest one that I've got. It's very crisp and kind of clean sounding. I like it a lot in comparison to my older one, you know. And I plug the headset into the watch where I'm recording. Into the TV like that, and then I take the microphone jack and I plug that into my laptop. Now, I'm a very bad person because I don't recommend using this, but I use Windows Sound Recorder. I can't believe I'm actually recording my laptop using a bloody camera. Yeah, I use Sound Recorder. There we go. I'm planning on using Audacity, but I haven't got round to testing it all out yet, so I'm just sticking to what's the most reliable for me at the moment. Now, how I record from my PlayStation 2 is I use a Dazzle. Wonderful bit of technology, the Dazzle. It's a capture card. And you plug that into your computer, laptop via USB. So that goes into the laptop, and then I use Pinnacle Instant. What's this? Pinnacle Instant DVD recorder. I just realised I keep on tilting the camera, so you're going to be all over the place. Need to keep it straight. Yeah, Pinnacle Instant DVD recorder. So that I can get that up on the screen. I haven't even plugged it in, so why have I done that? But yeah, I can get signal from the PlayStation 2 through to my laptop via that, and then record it on screen. So it seems really complex when I try to explain it, but yeah, it's pretty simple. PlayStation 2 goes to TV and Dazzle via, you know, red, yellow, white cable, or whatever order it is. Dazzle goes to laptop. Headset goes to TV and laptop. Simple as that. Now, with the Dazzle, you can only really record PlayStation 2, original Xbox, GameCube, or anything before that. It's only really suitable for non-HD stuff. I tried to record the Wii and it didn't even manage that so well. So I can't record from Xbox 360. I can't record from PS3. I can, but it comes out horribly. It's not even worth like uploading. It's that bad. Like, I can't even describe how bad it is. So, like, whoa, sorry, I'm just checking that's actually still recording. Yeah, I am looking into upgrading various things. As you can see, my laptop is getting very old. It needs to be upgraded. Not upgraded. I need to get a new laptop. I mean, I'm quite clearly see keys missing. One would be a bit too close. It's being held together by sellotape and a bit of cardboard and stuff like that. And generally, it just doesn't sound too good. You can hear the fans. It wasn't like that originally. I've had to take it apart a few times. It's on its last leg. I don't have a. I have an Xbox 360. It's shit. I need to get a new one if I'm actually going to start recording from it. I'll need a new capture card. I think my headset's okay, since I just recently upgraded it. I'll need a new TV, of course. I need a HD TV. So I'd need all those things if I wanted to record anything a bit more now, so to speak. Till then, stick to classic gaming. What's wrong with classic gaming? Never had a problem with it, if I'm being honest. I have no drive to actually buy anything new, because I don't like current games so much. So yeah, that's my setup. And also a bit about just generally like why I record what I do. If you want to record more current games, you'll need all the things I mentioned, and probably if I was to recommend a capture card for HD recording. Oh, sorry, I just realised I'm recording with the window going. That won't get any light on my face, will it? Okay, all behind me, so you can't see me. I'm probably pulling some really hideous faces right now. Yes, if you're recording HD, bless me. If you're recording in HD, I recommend, I think it's called HousePog or something like that, because I don't really know of any other reliable HD capture cards, to be honest. They're all not that good. I'm not exactly sure what the HousePog does in the first place, to be honest, but it's all I've heard that actually works. So yeah. But otherwise, Dazzle EasyCap is a good one. EasyCap is fantastic. If you can get it working. You need to talk to someone who has an EasyCap. I mean, like, I went and got a Dazzle that's like 10 times more expensive than the EasyCap. So, if you want to do some testing, get an EasyCap. They're like next to nothing in price. So I think that's all I need to talk about, really. So I hope you enjoyed the rest of my 500 subscriber special, and yeah.
Okay, so our next question, and this is roughly attached to the previous question. It comes from Rishfura. My German's gone out the window. 1942. He asks, I've been wanting to ask if you'll ever find the time to download a GameCube or PlayStation 2 emulator and play Resident Evil 0 Remake and Code Veronica. Now, as you're probably aware, I can't run emulators. My laptop's getting a bit old, you know. It's about 6 years old now, and generally, like, it kind of struggles to run a PlayStation 1 emulator, so I can't see it running a Dolphin emulator or a PlayStation 2, though I have tried. Didn't go too well. Now, in regards to those games, I actually own a copy of Code Veronica, and I do plan to Let's Play it eventually. Now, as for Remake and Resident Evil 0, I have my Wii. Once we get a new capture card, because I don't think my Dazzle will work very well with the Wii, once we get a new capture card, I can possibly get those games and we can do Let's Plays of them. We'll have to see, you know. I mean, I've got a lot of games lined up, so generally I don't know when I'll be doing Resident Evil 0 Remake, but if my Resident Evil series continues to go how it's going now, I can't see any reason not to do it. I'm really interested in Resident Evil 0 actually, because it has some really interesting mechanics in it. Remake generally kind of it taps into my curiosity. I've played it before. Didn't particularly like it as much as I liked Resident Evil 1, to be honest. It was a bit dingy. It was a bit kind of hard to find where items were due to like the textures and stuff like that. But I would like to give it a go. I would like to give it a go in the same fashion that I'd like to give Tomb Raider Anniversary a go. Okay, so next question comes from I think this is Steve Productions. It might be Step. No, I can't see a reason why it would be that. Yeah, it's definitely Steve Productions. And this is actually tied into a few questions. The other questions come from Lee Bryan 14 and Shelux. I think that's pronounced. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing names wrong. And they're generally just asking about the new Tomb Raider. I'm being asked for my opinion on it, whether I'll be doing Let's Play of it, and also Let's Play of Resident Evil 6 as well, actually. What else? Do you know, it's a 2 series. Yes. So you once again, I must have put this question in front of the explaining what my setup is for a reason, actually. As you can quite clearly see, I have a PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 isn't going to run Resident Evil 6 or the new Tomb Raider. I do have an Xbox 360. However, it's not fully functional. It's kind of a bit broken. It's my little brother's. I don't have a capture card. I don't have a HD TV. I don't have a laptop that's probably powerful enough to, you know, get this kind of stuff recording. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen anytime soon, and I'm so sorry if it's a bit of a disappointment, because I would love to do them. I've played Resident Evil 6, as I previously mentioned, and I fucking love it. I love the shit out of it. Don't see why it's got bad reviews. I mean, it has its upsides, it has its downsides, but generally they put a lot of variety in that game. You know, there's like the Leon story, which is more scary. There's a Chris story, which is more action-based, and then generally, you know, I kind of played them thinking, like, this is a good balance. I don't know what the Sherry story brings into it. I've not played that yet, but I don't actually own the game. I played it as friends. Now, as for Tomb Raider, the new Tomb Raider, I'm looking forward to that because it looks completely different to any other Tomb Raider I've seen. In fact, I would go as far as to say it doesn't look like a Tomb Raider. It looks like a survival-based game, you know. I think that's what they're aiming for, generally. So I don't know why it's got the title Tomb Raider, because I think it's just a selling name, really. It has Lara Croft in it, but she doesn't seem like Lara Croft anymore. She seems like a completely different person. She's lost her confidence, she's lost her edge, she seems very broken, very vulnerable, you know. Still very enduring, you know. She's still a character I seem to like, judging by the trailer. So yeah, I hope that answers all the questions that you put before me on those. Now, in regards to buying equipment, new equipment, as you're aware, I have adverts on my video. And I do earn money from YouTube. I will admit that. I do earn money from YouTube. However, all that money, what little of it there is, I don't really get that much off it, if I'm being honest. What little money I do get goes into buying new equipment, stuff like that, like this headset, because obviously my previous headset broke. I'm presently looking into getting a new laptop because I think I mentioned in my Let's Plays before, but this one's coming to its end. Pretty sad about it, really. I mean, like, I've had to take it apart so many times and just mess around with things to see what I can do to fix it. And so far I've been successful in actually managing to keep it up and running, but it's not going to last much longer. I mean, I've been saying that for about a year now. But it's really pushing it. It's held together by sellotape, for fuck's sake. It's held together by sellotape. So anyhow, is there any more questions tied into that? Oh, out of the 2 series, which have you enjoyed more? That's pretty hard to say. I think I enjoy Resident Evil as much as I enjoy Tomb Raider, and vice versa. They kind of give me a bit of variety. Right, guys, I'm really sorry, but it seems like my camera actually cut off there. It may be a function built into my camera to like stop recording after a certain length of time or something like that, because it thinks possibly my like the user's gone away or something. But anyhow, we'll just get back into what we were previously answering. Right. Okay, we're still on the lines of Tomb Raider. I've actually answered quite a lot since this, but we'll... Yeah, Tomb Raider and Resident Evil. Tomb Raider and Resident Evil, that's right, isn't it? The new games, yes. I had one more question related to that, and I think this is from Shelux. Yeah. She asks, in terms of evolution of the two series, do you prefer puzzle solving or... puzzle solving of the older games, or the more recent games that are more action-based? And well, I think that's a very good question. Generally, I like a mixture of the two. I mean, I very much enjoyed the sort of puzzle-solving aspects of the older Resident Evils and Tomb Raiders, though sometimes they can vary in how challenging they are. I mean, Resident Evil 2 was very simple in terms of puzzles. Tomb Raider, on the other hand, can be rock solid sometimes. Now, in terms of action, think about Tomb Raider Legend and Resident Evil 6. The company seemed to have spent a long time developing those kind of systems, and, you know, they're absolutely fantastic. I really enjoy playing both of those games, and you can quite clearly see how they've put a lot of time and effort into them, and how they work, how they've kind of focused on functionality and stuff like that, and being on as realistic as possible. It's pretty awesome. It's definitely an improvement from the sort of tank-based controls of Tomb Raider 1 and Resident Evil 1, you know. Right, okay, so let's move on to the next question. Once again, I've already answered this, but I guess I've got no choice but to answer again. So Bender Strikes 64 asks, what is your favourite Tomb Raider that you've Let's Played so far? It's quite an easy question to answer, really, isn't it? It's Tomb Raider Legend, based on the fact that generally, like, I think I spoke a bit too much while playing that game about how much I was enjoying it. I didn't say much at the beginning, the controls were very hard to get into, but after you get used to them, it's like poetry in motion. It's just beautiful, the way she kind of swings from platform to platform and stuff like that, you know. It's really kind of impressive to the eye. Can't think of many games that really do that. I think probably my favourite game for that is Sonic Unleashed, actually, because it's like, once you get the hang of that game, oh god, it's orgasmic. Okay, moving on to probably my favourite question I've had asked here. This comes from Footloose 2005, as in 2005 technically. He asks, who is the hottest girl in gaming? And of course, this being my opinion, I can't confirm who is the hottest girl in gaming. You know I'm going to answer with this one, don't you? I need to stop mentioning it, really, don't I? Okay, let's try and avoid it. I was originally going to say Tomb Raider Legend Lara again, but let's avoid it. Okay. I am a fan of girls who look nerdy, but deep down are more than that. You know, they're not all about librarianship and stuff like that. You know, they're really hardcore gamers and generally are more fun than just how they look, you know, to a degree. I find that kind of look quite sexy in a way, but you get a few girls like that in video games. Like, one off the top of my head I can think of is Bayonetta. Oh my god, Bayonetta. She's got the glasses, she's got the, you know, the kind of, how do you describe it? I'm no good at describing females' hair. Like, where it's all pulled back into, like, a ponytail kind of thing, you know, and Quistis from Final Fantasy VIII, she has that kind of look, so I find them pretty attractive. Anyhow, next question. Same person, Footloose, 2005. What is your favourite soundtrack from a video game? Now again, this is probably the second hardest question I come across, because I listen to a lot of soundtracks, and I can't put my finger on exactly which is my favourite. So again, I'm going to be quite broad about this. I like listening to soundtracks from the Final Fantasy series. Final Fantasy series, not just the Final Fantasy series, but the Squaresoft series. Fuck Square Enix. Fuck off. Shit. Squaresoft. Chrono Cross, Chrono Trigger. Trigger? Is that even a game? Just Chrono Trigger, isn't it? Yeah. What? Sorry, my mind's getting a bit fuzzy now. Parasite Eve, what else? Bushido Blade, anything like that. They all have fantastic music. They picked out some really damn good composers. What else? Actually, the music for Final Fantasy 13 Part 2, I will admit, masterpiece. Absolute masterpiece. The games, shit. Fail to acknowledge them. Go away. Don't care about the games. Music, it's good. It's good shit. I'd go as far as to say, like, Final Fantasy 13 Part 2 is one of my favourite soundtrack albums. I did write quite a good review about that when it first came out. Generally, other stuff I listen to, Banjo-Kazooie, love Banjo-Kazooie soundtracks, Banjo-Tooie, of course, just the Banjo-Kazooie series. Silent Hill, Akira Yamaoka, or whatever the fuck his name is. Dynasty Warriors, I love Dynasty Warriors soundtracks. Sega in general, Sega makes some fucking amazing soundtracks, as do Capcom, like Devil May Cry, Mega Man. There's a lot. There is a lot of soundtracks I like, and I honestly can't think. I honestly cannot pick a soundtrack from those and be like, yep, I prefer this to any of these other questions. Sorry, I mean soundtracks. It's the same sort of concept as the, favourite game character. I just struggle to pick out a favourite sometimes. Anyhow, moving on to the next question. This comes from XPC Gaming, and he or they ask, as someone, it might be a she actually, you never know. Actually, XPC Gaming sounds familiar. Anyway, as someone who grew up with soundtracks like Command and Conquer and Tomb Raider 1. Sorry, that's not Tomb Raider 1, that's an I. Tomb Raider, I always loved game music. But nowadays, a lot of games are going for more cinematic themes. Not sure I agree with that, to be honest. Do you prefer soundtracks to feature themes more like movies, or do you prefer old style of video game soundtracks, such as the Lara Croft games? I need to stop having hiccups. That's what happens if I drink alcohol. Oh dear. It's pretty hard to say, really. I generally haven't noticed games going for more cinematic soundtracks. It may just be the games you're playing. I mean, I can see them using them in like the latest Halo games, the latest Call of Duty and stuff like that. I seem to have noticed that about them, but generally not all games do use cinematic sounding soundtracks. I can't think of any off the top of my head. It's like Sonic hasn't. What else? It's like if we go, I'm better with older games really, because I haven't played many newer games. Older games, cinematic soundtracks. Final Fantasy uses cinematic soundtracks. As does The Last Story. That's a recent game made by the same people who made the original Final Fantasy. So generally, it's like I don't know which ones I prefer. I prefer a balance, because I mean I love gaming soundtracks in general, and I don't really consider them to be cinematic soundtracks or cinema soundtracks or whatever. That said, I don't watch a lot of films. This is Jay's channel. Asks, wait a minute, have we already had a question from This is Jay's channel? Oh, maybe I've split them off or something. He asks, would you do reviews of games? I've already answered this, haven't I, really? I would love to do reviews of games, but as I previously mentioned, too much editing, too many thoughts, not enough work. So yes is the answer to that, but don't feel I can. I'd rather be an editor. I like doing editing, as in editing other people's work. Kind of like looking over people's stuff and thinking, adjusting it to my liking, so to speak. Next question. Carl Spencer asks, who is your most hated game character? Another good question. This is easy to answer. Tidus. Oh, God, Tidus. Tidus makes my blood boil. Tidus is the main character of Final Fantasy X. And generally people can be very mixed about him. Some people say some people agree with me, and he's probably one of the worst, most annoying game characters in history. Others say he complements the game quite nicely because he's kind of like, well, the game's a very downtrodden game. It's very depressing. It's got a very somber, kind of sad story to it. Had me crying. It had me crying when I was 12 as well. God, it ruined my childhood. It's a good game. It's a fantastic game. It's the last good Final Fantasy game, in my opinion. But for me, it's kind of like, okay, it was a little misery, sad game. Tidus is there. Tidus says, "Woohoo, guys!" It's like a fucking kid. He is a kid, actually. He's 17. But I spoke about this briefly in Kingdom Hearts because it's like Sora is a kid in that, and I think his personality is more excusable than Tidus's. Tidus acts like a kid at the age of 17. He's too childish, too immature, kind of rubs off on everyone the wrong way. I don't really like the characters in Final Fantasy X full stop. Did I like any of the characters in Final Fantasy X? No, not really. I was talking to the other day about them actually to one of my friends. I said I did actually I have my original save data from when I was 12, Final Fantasy X, and I renamed Tidus Gay Gary because I felt that was more suited to him really after playing the game for a certain length of time and then restarting it. I mean, I like to pretend he was a gay hairdresser that was trying to save the world. It seemed more fitting, really. It seemed a bit more excusable. I like to make excuses for bad characters, bad plot working and stuff when I was a kid. Maybe I should go back to doing that. So yeah, there we go. Oh, as for the other characters, they're a bit boring. I think the only character I like is Yuna, and clearly by the time Final Fantasy X Part 2 came out, Tidus had rubbed off on Yuna a bit too much because she turns into the new Tidus, really, in Final Fantasy X Part 2. Actually, no, Riku turns into the new Tidus. Not that Riku isn't already Tidus enough.